Homeschooling, Sociology 2020-2021. Did you know that there are different ways of taking classes without going to school?
Could you imagine how your whole life would have been if you had studied at home?
Could your results have increased if you had had one tutor for yourself? We are going to talk about homeschooling, but homeschooling based on academic results. What is homeschooling? Homeschooling is a form of private education that is parent-led and home-based. Thus, homeschooling does not rely on either state-run public schooling or institutional private schooling for children's education. Families choose to homeschool their children for different reasons, such as dissatisfaction with the public school system, religious or educational philosophies, or the belief that children are not progressing well within the traditional school methodology. Let's talk about the types of homeschooling. As you can see, and as well you will know, there is not one only type of homeschooling children. Anyways, the main idea we wanted to make in this research is to present the parents as tutors and to see the difference between them and those who are in school.
But is homeschooling legal in Spain? The answer is no. Although homeschooling is a common practice in countries such as the United Kingdom and the United States, it is illegal in Spain. Children are legally required to attend school in the calendar year that they turn 6. Therefore, we will focus on homeschooling in the United States of America. It is mandatory for the states to provide compulsory education to its residents, but they also allow other options, such as private schools or homeschooling. And can I educate my kids however I want? For most part, yes, but there are some state regulations which consist of periodic evaluations. This is done in order to document the educational progress of homeschooling. Having said this, there is a great variability from state to state. Some states have specific assessment requirements, but others don't. In the following map, we can see in white those that don't require any kind of assessment. Let's dive into data.
Professor Sander Martin Chong and Odette Wood carried out a study in which they analyzed the impact of schooling on academic achievement. The purpose of the study was to compare academic results of homeschooled children with a similar group of children attending public school. The participants were 74 children between the ages of 5 and 10 years old. 37 were homeschooled and 37 went to a public school. Within the homeschool sample, researchers identified two subgroups, those who had a structured plan and those who hadn't. All students were administered a standardized test of educational achievement, the Woodcock-Johnson test of achievement, which is an untimed test that requires children to answer questions of increasing difficulty until 6 consecutive items are missed. The 7 subtests from this test were selected to measure aptitudes from different areas. Once they got the results, they observed that children who had received structured homeschooling were superior to the children enrolled in public school across all 7 subtests. So, these results suggest that structured homeschooling may offer opportunities for academic performance beyond those typically experienced in public school.
What do other studies suggest? Many studies have been made and they all lead to the same conclusion. To date, no studies have found home-educated students to have lower achievement test scores on average than public school students. Also, home-educated students present higher scores and higher graduation rates than institutionally schooled students.
In conclusion, the research has shown that those who have been homeschooled have better academic results and in the future are more likely to find a good job and earn good salary. Basically, they are destined to have a successful life. Comparing homeschooled children, we have concluded that the ones who have better grades are related to those who have followed a well-structured plan. Knowing this, how can we improve the marks at school?
Families are the ones who best know the child, and children spend most of the time with them. So there should be a good organization and communication between school and family. It is clearly easier to pay attention to a child when the ratio of the class is smaller. Smaller ratios will let teachers make individual assessments more easily, as in homeschooling. At home, parents focus on the personal interest of the child and its development. Teachers may then need to consider these aspects, introducing some elements of Montessori or Waldorf schools. What's more, knowing the likes and dislikes of children is really important to provide them with meaningful learning experiences, and parents usually know more about this. When the teacher adapts the content to children's preferences, education turns into something fun, and academic results improve.
Relating all this with the sociological perspective and according to data, we have provided that one decision can change it all. Studying at home or studying at school can affect the future of children. How does this affect society? Well, the things they learn and their values are portrayed in society. Children learn at school how to be part of a society, and its value needs to be transmitted at home. This is a social movement that it's gaining popularity. Therefore, we should ask ourselves which impact it could have on our society and more concretely on our profession.
This video was created by Group 11, made up by Inmaculada Gómez Elvira Corroto, Lucía González Cañas, and Claudia González Aro.